Welcome back, everybody. Todd here. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to continue on in this build series on Laura's 2024 Honda NX500. And what we're going to do today is we're going to install this Extend-A-Fender by Pyramid Plastics. And here's the name of the product. It's called Extend-A-Fender. I put one of these on my Harley Davidson Sport Glide and I loved it. It worked out perfectly. So let's take a look at the product. They're made for specific motorcycles, so this is made to fit that NX500, and it's going to tuck up under. Here's where it's dished out here. That's where the fender that it's on there now is going to be, so that's how much it's going to extend down, and it's going to keep rocks and debris from coming up underneath the motorcycle when you're riding it. Laura's going to be riding her motorcycle predominantly on the street and then just on gravel roads. So the real question is, do you really need to put a full-fledged skid plate on a bike if you're not going to be really riding it where it's going to take damage underneath? And we've looked at a lot of what's out there right now, and this NX500, we're just in the second model year here in the United States on that motorcycle, so there's not a lot of aftermarket parts when it comes to some of the lighter weight skid plates. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with this Extend-A-Fender, and I think that that's going to go a long ways towards protecting those pipes. And then once we get that on, we start riding it a little bit, we'll decide from there if we're going to actually go with some sort of a skid plate on the bike or not. But let's go over to the bike and take a look at what some of the issues are on this NX500 model. I'm kind of filming this out of sequence, so you can see that we've already removed the front fender on the bike, but let's take a closer look down here, because this is really what you're looking at. You know, you've got on this motorcycle, you've got the exhaust that comes down the front and then it goes underneath the bike. You've got protection down here along the side, but straight underneath, not so much, and certainly not right down here in the front. And if we take a closer look, I think that you'll see somewhere in here, right there, I don't know how well that's going to come in, but it's already got a ding in there, and this has only a few hundred miles on it. So if you extend that fender down lower, it's going to keep that debris from coming up and hitting these pipes. So that's what we're hoping to accomplish with the Extend-A-Fender. And here again, it's not just a matter of keeping rocks off. You start riding in the rain, that's going to make a big difference as well. Give you just a little closer look at this Pyramid Plastic Extend-A-Fender. Again, you can see how it's dished out. Nothing fancy, just a plastic extender. And again, here's the company, Extend-A-Fender. Pyramid Plastics. Some of the parts. We'll go over that in a few minutes. It's cold here in Michigan, and even in the shop I've got it partially heated, but we're going to have to glue this on. So we're going to take we took the fender off the motorcycle. We're going to take this inside, let it all come up to room temperature. We'll go ahead and do the adhesion part inside, then we'll bring it back out, put it back on the bike, and we'll take you through that process. So next time you see me, I'll be inside. Okay, here we go. We're inside the house. We've got the NX500 fender off the bike, and it's all warmed up. We're at room temperature. There's our Extend-A-Fender. Here's the parts that come with the installation kit. So here's our directions. It shows you how to go about taking all of these adhesive strips here and laying that out on the fender, and then you're going to use the adhesive to stick that on there. So let's go ahead and we'll get working on that, and we'll be back in a few minutes. So Laura's going to get going here. We're cleaning up the inside of the fender and then also the extender fender. Then we'll be using that piece of sandpaper right there to scuff both of those up. After we've sanded it, we're just wiping it down again, get some of that off of there. What is that thing called, Laura?
Adhesion promoter.
So, and that comes with the kit. So we're going to open that packet up, or open it up, and we're going to apply it. And you apply that to both the fender as well as the extender fender. And we're to be very careful with this, as it will stain things. And there we go. It's pretty much all stuck on there. And next step will be to pull the tops of those off and position it and get ready to stick them together. There we are. It's clamped up as good as it's going to get clamped up. And now we leave it sit for 12 hours at least. We're out here in the garage. We're ready to put this back on. Here's what you're looking at. You've got this and that bolt right there. Those two things, you're going to have to push the sides of these in and kind of flex it in order to get that to clear the forks. So we're hoping that, because now, unlike when we took it off where it was freezing cold, that it's warmer because it's been in the house. It's certainly more pliable, so we're hoping we'll be able to flex that enough to just get that in there. Just to be safe, we're going to put a little bit of tape on the end of these, so as we're passing through the forks, we don't scratch anything, and then we're going to get right to it. Here we go. It's go time. The tires in there, so flexing that in is not easy. Okay, here's what we're dealing with. Autofocus won't be our friend, but here's the nut right there. It goes in the bracket. Once we got that through, which we did, then you get the nut up here, down here. This comes off, but it slips behind there. There's a screw. There's a bolt that goes in the center of that then, and it goes right on. And then same thing over here on the other side. We're going to go ahead and right in that hole there is where she's going to put that bolt. Get it in, get it threaded. Once you get it started, you just got to make sure that this is running up and down there. It's kind of a bracket that fits around. Here's the end result. There's our extend fender. You can see how much farther down that comes. Man, you look at the protection that provides you on those exhaust pipes. And if you're going to ride in the rain, that's really going to make a big difference. And it's a nice match. Color match and everything is identical. Yeah, you're definitely picking up a lot of protection. Well, that's going to do it for this video. We've got plenty more to come. We've got a couple of more mods that we're still going to put on this bike. Loving the way the motorcycle's coming together. It's getting very functional for the way Laura wants to ride it, the touring that she wants to do, and so on. So again, thanks a lot for tagging along. If you haven't already, give me a thumbs up. That super helps me out. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and then we'll see you back here on the next one.